Hey guys, this is Kevin
And I'm Mel.
with the MMV Real Estate Group. We're just in the studio chilling right now, talking.
That's right. Talking about home ownership, buying and selling, and we got a few questions that people have asking us, so we're here to answer them.
Yeah. So, the question that we've had is, what should I do first before selling my home?
I think my take on that is a full inventory of your house. You definitely want to declutter. People tend to not have an open mind sometimes, so when they go in and you have a lot of stuff everywhere, whether it's clean or not, they don't see the entire space. So my advice is definitely to declutter and freshen it up a little bit.
Yeah. And also you can just make sure, I think curb appeal is very important.
Absolutely.
You know? Make
First impressions.
Yeah, first impression. Like she said, some people can't see beyond what is above the visible aspect of things. I also say, just to make sure you understand, think about if you are going to buy a home, how you want to walk into someone else's house.
Right.
That's what I say.
And I think to dig a little deeper, when you're getting ready to put your house on the market, you also need to think of the flip side. And when I say flip side, I mean, where are you going to go? Have you researched? Because the last thing you want to do, you put your beautiful house on the market, you get an offer, and then in 30 days, you're like, oh my God, where am I going?
Scramble.
So I think it's really important that you take inventory of your home, get your home prepared, but then also talk to your family, your husband, wife, significant other, and figure out what's the next step. And, check out that neighborhood, see if the schools are good, the prices are good for you. So that's something to definitely think about as well, because you don't want to get on the market and then you have to rent something until you find something, etc.
All right. Also, we've had questions such as, I think I'll wait for the market to get better.
So this is one of my favorites.
Me too.
A lot of people think that, oh my gosh, the market is going to crash, the housing market. Yes, back in 07, 08, we had a direct housing market crisis. COVID was not that. People got a little spoiled with the interest rates that we're never going to see again, unfortunately. However, you got to think about the fact that back in the day, 9%, 8% was amazing for interest. So I don't think the market's going to crash. I don't foresee that because they have things in place. As you can tell, we're already almost at the end of 2022 and you have not seen an exuberant amount of foreclosures. So with that being said, I think it's always a good time to buy. It's always a good time to sell because at the end of the day, you're owning an asset. Rents are ridiculous. You don't have privacy. You have loud neighbors, no parking. I mean, the list can go on. Yeah. So definitely, I think if you're ready to buy and you're ready for home ownership and you have the money and the credit, go for it.
Yeah, I think there's no better time than right now. Whichever way you look at it. I can remember when I bought my first home. Back then, it was actually in 2000, and the interest rate back then was like 6. I think we had a 6.5%, somewhere around there. But what was great about it is we got in our home a little bit later, a few years later, we were able to refinance and got even lower interest rate. And so even whatever our mortgage was, it even got lower, which was pretty cool. So I think personally, right now is always the best time. No matter when it is, it's always the best time.
And you have to think too, you're owning an asset. I mean, I rented for a while and my landlord was ridiculous. I was always on time with my rent and he was looking at the market and every 6 months, I think I want to sell. I think I want to do this. And then, think about it. You get nervous. Your lease is coming up. You're like, okay, then the rents are raised drastically. Why not own? You can change your house. You can paint your house. You're comfortable. You're stable. You're set. Right. And that's definitely better than renting any day of the week and any way the market is. Yeah,
another thing I get with that is actually I've had people that tell me they don't want to be tied down. But one of the things I want you to understand is you actually have more options when you're an owner than when you're a renter.
Absolutely.
Because as a renter, you're literally under a 12-month contract. So you will break that contract, you have to pay. Now, as an owner, that asset is yours. You can turn around and sell it if you don't want to be there. You're not stuck. You can sell that property. You can turn around and rent that property if you decide to. But remember, your choice is even better. You even have an asset. You can make money on your home in a future date. You can't do that in rent. You can stay in the property for 5, 6, 7 years renting and all that cash flow that you've already gave out is gone, it's lost.
There's no recouping.
No recouping.
And another thing to think about too is when you have home ownership, you know, you're building equity daily on your home, and of course you're paying your mortgage. God forbid something does happen, you are able to do a cash out refi, take some cash out, take some equity. You know, you can get better credit when you have a home, because, you know, if you ever notice on applications, do you own or rent? You know, they look at that stability, they look at that longevity, they look at, okay, well, I don't think if she has a house, she's just going to up and leave her house. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can look at it. I say live the American dream and buy the house, and then buy more.
Exactly.